Hey Bryce, how's it going? Sending you an update here. Probably going to be a longer one as I wanted to dive into some stuff. So there's a lot going on. I'm at work, but I'm the only one here. I think there's one trainer here. The city shut us down again. They shut us down Saturday afternoon. So then we had like 48 hours to comply. So now the gym's closed. So I'm still working emails, managing the training staff, but we furloughed everyone. Front desk, assistant managers, maintenance staff. So it's not fun. Plus, I'm kind of like not nervous, but anxious to see what this is gonna look like. Me sitting in the empty office, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, if that's actually gonna be what I have to do. So again, can't complain too much. I have a job, even if that is what I end up doing. Still grateful. The best part is I still have the gym, and I can kind of go back to what I prefer, and we'll segue into training here a little bit, maybe jumping ahead too fast. It's early for me, sorry. But I want to go back to 4 days a week. 4 days a week is my preference. My adherence is usually better, but we switched to 5 days because of my work schedule. So if, when everything's normal, 5 days a week, shorter, quicker workouts, hour and a half to 2 hours is better. But I actually prefer 4 days a week, 2 to 2.5 hour workouts. So, or whatever it ends up being. Part of that is, again, I don't know if I'm going to have to actually be here 5 days a week. So if I don't want to have to drive down here 5 days a week to train. It's not super far away, but it is a good half-hour drive. And so 4 days a week would be great. The other thing is my forearm's been acting up a lot. So much so that I actually skipped completely the last day of last week, of the deload week. Couple reasons. I was feeling pretty discouraged because of something we'll talk about soon, and my forearm was just 7, 8 out of 10 pain. I don't want to tell you that and have anything happen. I'm managing it well. I'm taking care of it a little better than I have in the past, not just ignoring it and not just resting. I'm being a little bit more proactive. So I want to keep the course, and I'll let you know if it gets unbearable or I need to add some rest days or something. But what I want to get back to is not adding rest days. I want to adhere to the week more diligently. Part of what I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of training, if I only do 3 weeks of training in 5 weeks of time, eventually I could have done, twice as much work in a year, or, that many more sessions to develop skills. So part of that is me being better on my recovery variables. I kind of checked out. Like, I've been lifting, but it hasn't really been like my priority. Lately it's been like, I don't want to get weaker by not lifting, rather than I'm actively trying to get stronger. So I want to commit again. Nose to the grindstone. When I squatted, it's a team. When we squatted 455 in March, the end of March, I for sure thought that 500 would fall this year. A lot of stuff happened, of course, this year, but a lot of it was me. I have not been as strict with myself and my training as I was the first 3 months that we trained together, 5 months that we trained together. It's been hard, so I'm ready to get back into the thick of things. So deload week, enough rambling. The deload week went good. Squat started out feeling good. I tried a thumbless grip for the first time. The first session of the week, I kind of went with this like really strict wrist positioning where my wrist wasn't bent much at all, and the bar was kind of here. My fingers were, pressed against it, and it was pressing against my back. Still kind of irritated my forearm. So day 2 squats, well, the second squat day, day 4, it ended up still going thumbless, but a little bit more flexion, and the bar kind of sat in my palm on this meat of my thumb a little bit, and that felt the best, the least amount of pain. And actually I was pretty stoked because it felt like I could handle, I'm not telling you this so you give me 8s again, even if it's 7, that's great. I felt like I could handle the bar on my back for longer because I wasn't actively just holding it there. It was resting in a good way. I felt my lats, I could still get really tight. So that was a good improvement. That was about the only good thing that came out of that squat day. It was supposed to be 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, essentially. So I planned to be conservative, and as I was warming up, I felt really good. So I went 405 for my first single, put it at like a 6.5 or a 7, already a little high. But it felt really good. So I went to 420, which is what I hit last week, and I put it at a 7.5 to an 8. When I hit it, it felt like an 8, more like an 8. And I actually externally, I even said, fuck it, and decided to go up to 435. I haven't done this in forever. I don't know what I was thinking. I got, I don't know. Shouldn't have done it. And I missed. You'll see the video. I haven't missed a squat in years. Haven't since we've lifted together, so that sucked. I didn't beat myself up as much as I have in the past. The good thing that came out of it was this kind of, I don't know, video. I'm a little bit more motivated. It was kind of not nice, but it was a good wake-up call to see, like, yeah, you can't just coast and just magically get stronger. So a little bit more effort into this, but I don't think we need to course correct much. Yeah, so that sucked, but yeah, you'll see. But then bench, hey, I didn't check out, but I kind of disassociated from the numbers on bench afterwards because I was pretty discouraged. The fact that I even benched afterwards was a victory. I could have just packed up and left, but I wasn't a baby, so that's good. So bench, I had 2 singles at 95%, and I smashed them. It felt good. It's 95% for me, 280. I probably only benched that a few times in my life, like less than 5. And it moved really good. So bench is feeling great. What we're doing on bench is awesome. The 4 sessions a week. So even if we go to 4 days a week instead of 5, let's keep the 4 times benching. I even benched the 3 days in a row to start the week, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. It didn't aggravate my forearm. You're right. In your last video, it's mostly from squatting. Also just gripping in general. So that's another thing 4 days a week is going to help. It's just literally grabbing shit 5 days in a week. Just having an extra day where I don't will help. Even if the total volume in the week is the same, it actually usually is better for me to have more rest. So that's gonna be nice, I think. I hope. You're the boss. But yeah, then the next day, yesterday was supposed to be deadlift, a set of 4 to 8, kind of like a test, I suppose it was meant to be. I couldn't. I woke up and my forearm was actually throbbing, so that's about as bad as it gets, as I let it get before I just call it and say, no, I need some rest. So not that it wasn't worth it, but in my mind, a set of 4 at 8, and then a couple, 2 sets of calf raises and hamstring curls wasn't worth the damage that was going to cause. So I called it. I'm sending you this video, and I'll just start a day early tomorrow with the new week. So I'm really stoked on this. I want to commit. I have a little bit more free time. I'm working, but I don't have a lot to do. I'm still at the gym. I can work out for 3 hours. So I'm excited. I want to squat 500. I want to bench 315. Not even worried about 300 anymore. Let's go 315. And yeah, I want to get into this again. So I think that's all my notes. Oh, last note I have was on deadlifts. I like the 1.5 sessions, so it'd be nice to do like RDLs. I'll wear straps, and I don't think it's going to bother my forearm much. But if we get away from the dumbbells, because my dumbbells only go up to 100, so we're already getting close there, unless you give me like sets of 15 or something stupid. So please no. Oh, other 2 notes I had, sorry. Dumbbell flies actually aggravate my forearm a lot more than like cable flies. So if that's an okay switch, I did that last week and it was nice. And then single arm tricep work would be awesome. So on day 1, I've had to do it a few times, and I noticed my right arm, which I thought was my strong arm, my right tricep is actually a lot weaker, or there's something weird going on than my left. So isolating those is nice to feel the difference and to work through whatever's going on that right side. So that's pretty much my notes for now. I got a meeting later to find out what's going on with the gym. So I'm making sure I didn't get an email now. Okay. And yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes. So this video is a little rough. Sorry, man. But hopefully you get the gist of it. So I'm excited to see what next week is. Thanks for listening to this, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, man.